But back on the starting line, the big guy in the black fire suit turns on the nitrous oxide injection system for one of his two team cars. This is the man who has struck terror into the hearts of mud racers everywhere. Any hardcore mud racing fan knows that the name that has dominated this sport is Mud Patrol. But this time around, the car to look out for is the brand new Super Trooper 1932 Chevrolet. Tom Martin out of Portage, Indiana, has dominated this sport like no other man with an unprecedented 3 straight world championships. But this year, Tom will be driving this brand new ride, and unlike other drivers, he's recruited a sponsor. The difference is that Tom recruited his sponsor to drive the Mud Patrol World Championship winning machine. Tom, most drivers always solicit sponsorship help, but you actually put your sponsor in the other car. What was the reasoning behind it?
Well, when I originally went to Paul for a sponsorship, I knew he was a racer, and he knew what I needed to keep going. So that's really helped me land a sponsor. It's really tough to get a sponsor nowadays, and he's a good driver, and I thought he'd like to try it.
And then he obviously has worked out pretty well.
Oh, real well. He enjoys it, and we're going to get better and better.
How much experience did Paul have before he got into this?
He never had any experience in a mud racer, but he does drive late model cars and Grand National cars.
Well, it's a whole lot different than Rivalry track. This is just 2 seconds, and it's over.
After the first run, his instincts are good, and if you're a racer, you're a racer.
Well, I'm settled in the car, but I just can't figure out the racetrack. They keep changing on me, you know.
That's a problem really anywhere in the country that you go. You got to figure out the consistency of each mud pit, right?
Yeah, well, we've been having trouble in the car going to the left. Well, last night the car went right, and that was a new one on me.
Tom, what's the basic difference between the new Super Trooper and the old World Championship winning Mud Patrol entry?
Well, the engine's a little different. It has a higher power band, but the main difference is there's a longer wheelbase. Makes the car easier to handle and easier to stop, and I'm just not quite used to it yet.
Is it going to take a little time to get used to the benefits of the new car? Is that the problem?
Yeah, I think so, and you know, we didn't have any test time before we brought this car out, and we're racing every weekend, and we still haven't had much test time. And we don't know which way to go, and we don't want to change it too much because it's running pretty good. So this isn't the time to test right now.
While the new Super Trooper may be one of the strongest machines out there, don't get the idea that the Mud Patrol has slacked off. This car can still win another world championship. And the chance to drive this car would be the equivalent of somebody being pulled off the street to drive A.J. Foyt's Indy car. It's a dream come true. If it turns into a situation where one of the two cars is leading a world championship race, what's the basic goal?
Well, I want to win again, and I'd like to see Paul come in second, but what happens, happens.
And the history behind the Mud Patrol machine that Schaefer now wields is incredible in itself. In 1988 in Tampa, Florida, it was the first super-modified mud racer ever to break the 2-second barrier. He recorded a 1.97-second elapsed time that stood as the U.S. Hobbit Association record for another season and a half. Schaefer found that the machine has plenty of power on his very first run when it went straight up into a wheel stand. But now he's chasing the World Points Championship. The ex-oval track driver lines up in the nitrous-injected, fuel-injected Chevrolet-powered coupe. The performance of the machine is driving equally impressive. The elapsed time, 2.021 seconds, just misses making the program. Coming up next, it's a man who's held the U.S. Hobbit Association world record multiple times, Jim Weber, the supercharged Chevy American-made from Milwaukee. As Weber cannot stop the machine on the run. An incredible ride that ends in disqualification by mere inches. Look at this launch. Wheels up at half track. He's on the brakes hard, but he sails off the end. That's all she wrote for Weber. Obviously, you are pretty upset about that quickest run of the night, 1.900 seconds.
You got to go.
You had to stay in it. You couldn't shut it off, could you?
No.
Was it just a matter of the shutdown area being slippery, or did you have a brake problem?
Well, I got airborne through the pit. I could feel it come up and get away, and I was just hoping that it'd catch enough on the end when I come down that I would get it to stop.
Yeah, when you're in the air, the brakes aren't going to help you.
No, they're not.
Tough.
No.
Yeah, the Bales will. Tough brake guy, but an excellent, excellent run. And that will leave in this qualifying round the two drivers who have involved themselves in one of the most fierce rivalries the sport has ever known. This man, Jeff Acker from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in the Insanity Supercharged Chevrolet-powered 1923 Ford Model T, has been threatening Tom Martin's bid at an incredible fourth straight World Championship all year. Here is his shot at qualifying for the field. He must go quicker than 2.008 seconds to make the shootout. An incredible run. Can he stop it in time? Unbelievable. By a matter of inches, he is either inbounds or out of bounds. If it was good, we'll have to look from the overhead camera. Take a look. And it looks like mud is what actually knocked over the pylon. The machine throwing mud in front of it. The elapsed time, 1.934 seconds, will qualify Acker. And this man has got to be upset at that prospect. Three-time independent world champ Tom Martin, the brand-new Super Trooper, is on the starting line. And Tony Ferroti is on that bump spot, number 4 spot. He's at the end of the track, keeping a careful eye on whether or not the world champ will knock him out of the field. Martin must go quicker than 2 seconds flat, period. If he does and stays in bounds, he'll qualify for the field. On the brakes hard. He stops it in time, but was the run good enough? Martin goes 1.899 seconds. Ferroti can only accept the consolation from other drivers who have failed to make this field. Tom Martin leads the pack, 189, followed by the Gold Fever Fiat Ron Smith, arch rival Acker, and Watrose's Team Rancho Thunderbird. Now that we've completed qualifying for one of the largest fields this season of U.S. Hobbit Association Monster Truck action, this is where things get interesting. It's a double elimination first round. Now the bye run goes to the number 1 qualifier. That'll be First Blood and Rob Fuse, who ran 3 seconds flat. And a beautiful sky-high run. Fuse will advance automatically to the next round as the low qualifier got the bye run due to the odd number of cars. But remember, everybody else has to lose twice in order to lose completely in this round of eliminations. Double the show for the fans. Now on the starting line, it will be the Wrecker versus the Lone Ranger. Mike Beeler takes on the Ohioan Gary Bauer side by side. Beeler gets the whole shot. Bauer trying to come around, but he can't do it. The win goes to the Wrecker. And the Lone Ranger is once again in a situation where he must lose twice in order to lose completely. You got to hand it to Beeler. It was the length of that whole shot that kept him out in front because Bauer was moving hard at the finish line. The next pair on the starting line, it'll be the Thunder Chicken taking on Larry Torres Hercules from Pennsylvania. Kid Waring in the bright yellow Chevrolet S10 leaves the starting line right with Hercules. We've got a race incredibly close, and Kid Waring